Guys, welcome to Daily Refinement. It is our weekly live. I'm super jazzed. I'm back here with Les again. It's week number 2. It's been a really cool week. I've learned a lot. I've been doing this full time for almost 8 years now, and I still learned a lot this week by going out into the wild. And I want to do it more often just so I can keep my senses sharp. A lot has changed actually since we started reselling, or since I started reselling. The thrift stores are way different. So right now they're sort of more geared towards volume, but this week we have a live Q&A, and I feel like the thrift stores are so expensive now that if you're not selling a high volume of items, it's hard because the margin has shrunk a lot on what you can make. And also there's so many more people now shopping that the experience is just totally different. So the Goodwill bins is different. The actual store, did you end up going to Berkeley? To the Goodwills and the actual stores?
No, I didn't.
Are we sharing this?
Huh?
Are we sharing this?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
I've been to a couple of thrift stores and the prices are very different. You've gone to some?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I went to Salvation Army actually this morning, and unless something has the tags for the day, like, oh, this blue tag today is 50% off. I mean, shirts are like $5. The dresses are like $10, which is pretty high price.
Yeah, I found the exact same thing. I was at Out the Closet, which a lot of people have told me is dead in this area now, but everything was $10 if it was a shirt. All pants were $15, jackets were $25, shoes were $25. I mean, there was nobody in there. They actually were still getting a lot of donations, so I feel like people are donating stuff still, but they're really taxing. And I feel like, I don't know the balance between charging a lot and having a few sales at a high average sale price, or charging a lower amount and getting more people to actually show up. So it's been a lot different. I'm super excited because Les is a beginner in a sense that she sold a few items on Depop, but she has not run a resale business before. She did not know how to do comps. So when we were looking on eBay and figuring out what sells in this area, what prices do they sell for, she'd never used that tool. In fact, in our video that we recorded today, she was talking about looking things up on Google, and those prices are often a lot different than on eBay. So what you see when you type it into search results is not necessarily what they actually sold for. So let us know if there are any comments. I'm going to start with that part. On Google, when you see a result, it's from the company actually paying to show that item up there. So eBay will pay $1, $2 for that ranking. If somebody's searching for Air Jordan, Haze, they type it into Google, eBay pays for that keyword, it shows up for Air Jordan, they see it, they click it. eBay pays something, but you don't necessarily get the sale, but you get the view. Someone comes from Google to your site, they're most likely going to compare your listing with other people's listings. So you might have the most traffic and no sales, or you might just have one view and a sale because someone came in off of Google, off of somebody else's listing. They saw yours is way cheaper, better condition. It pops. You got the sale, they didn't, even though they got 100 views and you got 2 views. So that's really important to understand. A lot of the high view items that you have might be you just hit the right keyword for Google to publish it out on there.
Lisa says, our prices are almost $12 for a dress and over $8 for a shirt here in VA. I'm in the DC metro area, though, so it's expensive here.
That's crazy. $12 for a dress?
At Goodwill.
Yeah, Goodwill is more expensive than Salvation Army here. Do you guys have that where you are here? The most expensive is Goodwill, then the local shops. Salvation Army still have half off day, they still have dollar day, they still have the colored tags. And Out the Closet does have half off days, 70% off days, and dollar tag days. So I wonder if it's just we need to just go directly to the clearance section, because that's what Les is doing at the consignment shops.
Yeah, at the consignment shops, the first thing I do, I just go to the half off section. I don't shop around because everything is like $30. And at Goodwill, the only thing I buy will be kind of at the bins or at Salvation Army if something is half off. But other than that, yeah, I feel like it's kind of hard to profit if you're buying things directly from Goodwill or Salvation Army at full price, unless it's something like that for sure can sell for a really good amount.
Yeah, and so this is something interesting. Les is at the consignment stores sort of studying what they have priced high, because those are the items we want to look for when we go thrifting and if they're selling it for 70, obviously we would pick it up for $2 at the Goodwill bins or $10 at a Salvation Army, but we need to know what is currently on trend and what is local. And I will tell you that I've learned so much in the last couple of weeks because we're about to go to San Francisco tomorrow. And even though I am 4 miles away from San Francisco right here, the weather is completely different. It's cold 4 miles on the other side of the bay. So it's like, we're here, we're one stop over. A lot of people were asking me how far I am away from San Francisco. If you live in New York, it's like, we're like the Williamsburg of New York. We're like one subway stop off. You live the city, next subway stop is West Oakland, and that's where we're at. So we're right over the bridge, but on that side, maybe they will take jackets and sweaters and hoodies. Here they're not, it's hot.
Lisa's asking, would love to know the thoughts Chris has on this. Is it worth it in our new economy versus when he first started? I think it's possible, but much more challenging.
It's very different. There's a lot more opportunities than before because right now there's probably 20 different consignment shops. You can open your own consignment shop. You can open your own auction house. You can open your own eBay store. You can sell on Poshmark. This is going to be like it's going to make people mad, but we listed on Poshmark, Depop, Mercari, and eBay because I wanted to see which one was easier or harder for less. You learn something when you list on different platforms. You look at what works and what doesn't on each platform, and you don't really know, but right now it's easier than ever to be successful, but easier than ever to be distracted. It's so hard to stay focused when there's a million different business models out there. And so right now we are in test mode. We're going to find something that works for less. Once we find out, we're going to grab onto it like a Rottweiler, and she's just going to do that until she hits her goal. But right now, we kind of settled on a schedule for less. She's going to follow the schedule for 2 weeks before we make any changes. And essentially, it is 2 days fully going to consignment shops, 1 day listing on eBay and making content. And on that day, she's also going to do a Whatnot stream. And it's going to be 2 days, 2 full days at the Goodwill bins, plus laundry. So I have a 38-hour a week work week scheduled for Les, but she doesn't have to do all of it. It was just like how I would schedule it if I were her currently trying to make $200 a day. In the first week, she had $213 in sales, and she spent $215.
Yeah.
So she's $2 in the hole currently. But that's okay for just starting, and she has over 100 items to sell now, so we're getting the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Other questions?
Not in the
Not
comment
yet?
section yet.
So let us know if you guys have any questions. Les is starting right from the beginning. We're keeping track of the cash flow dollar by dollar to make sure. We also got a safety railing here behind me, but currently the safety rail I'm working on attaching it properly. So right now it's not perfect yet, but at least it's there. Right now it's sort of like a warning not to fall off the roof, but it's honestly about 8 feet behind me, so hopefully we don't fall off. But we are working on the safety here every day, slowly improvements. Actually, maybe we can talk about what you want to work on this week and see if people will have any questions about that.
Okay, let me think. What I want to work on this week? Yeah, definitely. I'm really interested to see if in San Francisco they're going to take the pieces that over here in Berkeley and Oakland they didn't take. Because I went yesterday and they told me specifically, they were like, these are great pieces, but we're being really strict on seasons right now. So yeah, I wonder how it's like over the bridge. What was the question specifically? You said, what am I looking forward to?
What do you want to improve this
week? Yeah, and what do I want to improve? Definitely being able to tell which clothes is like good or not, or like worth reselling. And I feel like even today I already kind of did that. I was grabbing pieces at the bins and then Googling the brand because if it felt good, I was like, okay, let me get this. But yeah, so I don't know if you're going.
I was really impressed with the items that Les brought back. They were really good. There was a lot of good brands, items that I don't normally find, she found. She was also telling me that the rotation, sometimes she got a lot and sometimes she got none.
Yeah.
So I like to work off of averages. It's really hard. Right now, somebody had asked earlier if you can still do it in 2024. You can. I actually think it's easier because like I feel like in a few days I was able to figure out a model that will work for Les. It's just that it's a lot of work. I haven't found a hack for her yet that makes it super easy. Other than maybe she knows the person at Goodwill and they tell her like over here we have the goods. I mean, other than maybe that, but it's still, she would still need to buy it and sell it. It's not like there's a magical hack. And the place that we dropped off the first week and gave her $193. Yesterday, I just realized it's more than 213 because we got 193 plus 68 plus we had a $16 sale. So it's kind of like the $68 is almost the second week of going to consignment shops, but still, like if you count that money from the second consignment shop, she's got a little bit of cash for gas money, but we're not in the high profitability yet. We're right in the beginning.
Melanie is asking, how is she learning what brands and styles to sell?
This is a great question. So let's ask her, why do you know what brands or styles to look for?
Well, first, I feel like I did have previous knowledge on like my personal closet. Like I know, for example, women's fashion, what's really trendy, which brands are good. For men's fashion, Chris taught me a lot. You even like feeling the material, looking at the tag if it says like made in the USA. But yeah, it's just a lot of like if you see a shirt that you may think is worth it, you just grab it. And then once you have all of your items, you get your phone out and you Google the brand. And then you use the strategy that Chris was saying, that you go on eBay and then you can see how many of that item sold, or you can just see if the shirt or like item is expensive or not and if it has good resale value.
Yeah, I think it's really, really important to just get in there and get dirty. And like, are you wearing a mask now?
For the bins, I will be when we go in the bins.
Yeah, it was
Or in the boxes.
in the boxes. Yeah, it is really dusty. So like, I feel like you kind of need to wash your hands multiple times while you're there because it is pretty grimy. Your hands will be black at the very end.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, if you are digging through the clothing, even though it's hot, the clothing will pull moisture out of your hands. So I don't know if you can go to the bins with gloves on. I don't. I just raw-handed out there. But like, it's not. That is one downside to the bins is how dirty it is. It's like hot, dirty, and kind of a war because you're trying to get that item before somebody else.
Yeah.
I like it because I feel like it's kind of a fair playing field.
For sure.
You can get there early, you can stay all day, and you will find items. It's just, I've only been there a couple of times, and already I've recognized. We saw that black guy that came with the vintage guy.
Oh, yes,
yeah, I've
yes,
seen him every time now.
Yes.
And he always has a lot of bags.
Yeah, there are people that are there every day.
And he's always wearing the stuff, and I feel like that guy, he's probably a regular.
Yes.
And he even said to us, I'm done looking over there. Do you want to go look over? Do you remember?
Yeah.
He was like trying to spread it around and network, and he showed me a tag I had not seen before from the early 80s.
Yeah.
So like, it's good to network. And another pro tip from someone in the comments from the previous video is they said, you can actually sell to other people at the bins.
Yes.
That's true. I don't know much about that. Did they talk to you about it?
I haven't done that, but from what I hear and see when I'm at the bins, a lot of people do trades or they sell to each other. Let's say if you buy for a certain niche and someone found an item that's in your niche, you say, oh, can I buy that off of you for X amount of money? Or you say, oh, are you interested in a trade? And then, yeah, they'll either say yes or no. But I haven't done it, but that's what I've heard they do.
We've also found that some people, at least for me, there's a guy, shout out to Hansel. He sources like twice or three times as fast as me. So like he really gets after it when he's there and knows what he's looking for. So if you know what you're looking for, it's actually much faster than, I don't know whether or not this is going to be good. I don't know whether or not this is going to be good. For him, it's just like, yes, no. It's much faster.
He went through 12 boxes in the same amount of time that I did 5. It was my first time though, but yeah, that's a lot of difference.
Wait, is he the one that helped you to your car?
No, I just at the end of it, after going through 5, how much clothes is in each box?
500.
500 like items of clothes. I did 5 boxes of those. I paid these 2 kids to help me bring my bags to my car. That was a different person though.
Nice. Yeah, that is, it's just a lot. It's like a lot. It's heavy. It's dirty, and I feel like I always say reselling is a full contact sport, and it was very similar to the flea market, except for one more interesting thing is that it's graded differently. Like the grading at the Goodwill bins is different than the grading at a normal Goodwill, and it's different than the Goodwill that I bought at the flea market. They're different tiers of Goodwill donations. So when we were there, there's actually some, there's like stuff that was at the store. There's stuff that's raw. There's stuff that's been there and people will look through it, which is what I think we got the first time. That's why they were like kind of eager to give us different stuff, because I feel like we kind of look through what people already look through.
Yeah. No, yeah, I definitely, and there's also tips that I learned from people there. If your box has a lot of Goodwill tags, you can ask them for a new box. If it's like a lot of blankets in there, you can also get a new box. But yeah, it was definitely an experience looking through all those boxes.
I love it.
And
And
after you looked through it, you could ask for a different box, or
yeah,
No, or yeah, like if you look through it a little. Oh, can I have the microphone? Yeah, if you look through it a little bit and you're realizing there's a lot of blankets in there, you can ask for a new box. Or if all the clothes in there has Goodwill tags, you can also ask for a new box, because then that means like it's clothes that Goodwill didn't want, so you don't want that. I mean, unless you do, but yeah, you can ask for a new box.
Cool.
You have a question?
Yeah, Lisa is asking, for the purchases that aren't necessarily good for online resale, will you do a whatnot show with that inventory?
great question. So my current plan is Leslie's going to do one whatnot show a week, and I'm kind of thinking raw before washing it. Here's the problem. It's like it's already in her car from the Goodwill bins. I kind of feel like she should wash all of it immediately at the laundromat. But I also kind of feel like if she comes straight into the whatnot and says like, or maybe she does it at the bins before she puts it in her car. I don't know. Like you can save one step if you sell it before you even wash it. But I also understand that there's a huge benefit to washing. There's so many people who do whatnot directly to the bin. I'm sorry, bins directly to whatnot, even at the bins. They go to the corner. They don't even buy it unless somebody buys it. So they're like, they type in, they buy their 20 items. They load all 20 into whatnot. They stream all 20. If it doesn't sell, they leave it there. And I'm like, wow, that is like really, really, really efficient. Imagine you have 100% daily sell-through. Like you literally just package, you have a printer installed in your car and you just print the labels off and drop them off on the way home. You don't even have anything in your car. Next day you can start over fresh from zero. So one thing also to keep in mind is that you get a lot more money when you sell it online. We ask a lot more on Poshmark, Depop, Mercari. So if you're patient, probably makes sense to list it for all the money on eBay or Poshmark and then just entertain an offer, because if the consignment shop's willing to buy it for $7, $8, $9, obviously you can sell for more online.
Yeah, I feel like Depop specifically, if you're trying to get items for like sell them for a higher price, I feel like Depop is kind of the crossroads is the consignment shop that we went to. Depop is kind of the crossroads of the resale apps. I feel like things are more expensive on Depop, but people are willing to spend that price on Depop. I'm not sure why, if it's more trendy, but yeah, I've noticed that on Depop specifically.
Yeah, and it's like really cool to see something sell for kind of more than what you think it's worth. So it's like Madewell jeans, to me, it was shocking that they were buying those at the consignment shop, because I feel like Madewell is so common, but it's really not. So like a regular person doesn't want to spend $200 at Madewell for a pair of jeans. They see it at a consignment shop for $27. They might buy it. They're not going to look through Goodwill or Savers and pay $12 and look through all the racks. They're just going to buy it there because they're already there, and it's in their size and it's in their style. So it's just so weird how different markets produce such a different price.
DonutRS says, what is Les most excited about in this journey?
I'm really excited to finish the whole thing and see like what ends up being like the best plan to go to, because I feel like at first we kind of had an idea, but now there's just so many other options. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what that end result is going to be.
I'm excited to be done. No, I'm just kidding. No, I know we just started. No, it's just interesting because like I kind of think that every model will work if she does it. I know online will work because she already sold an item. I know the consignment will work because there's a lot of consignment shops here. I know networking at the bins will work because there's so many people there looking for something specific. And the people who acted like they make the most money, they have their own customers at markets that are local. They like go to the once a month Alameda flea market, which is apparently where you get buku money. The kid said he made 15 grand in a day, which is like
a high seller can make 15. He
Uh,
says 5 to 7. 5 to 7.
he said he could make 5 to 7 on a Sunday, and I was like, why is everybody selling on eBay if you can make 5 to 7,000 on one Sunday? Might as well just take the whole month off and prepare yourself for that one Sunday. To give you guys a reference or something like that, if you guys are familiar with the golf tournament, the Masters, it's like the green jacket. It's the thing that it's like the golf tournament, right? That golf course only opens its golf shop 1 week a year. Okay, so from Sunday through Sunday are the only times you can buy merchandise at that store. They do $70 million in 1 week. So you don't have to open every day. You could just like create this crazy hype and be open 1 day or 1 week or once a month, like the Alameda Flea Market. So I'm blown away that you can make 5, 7, 15,000 in a day at the flea.
Well, at that market specifically, I mean, you go and every piece is kind of like I don't think you're really finding anything for less than $20. So because that flea specifically, people are going with the intent that it is like a vintage market with the intent to spend money.
So we lost the camera because it's very hot today, guys.
Sounds good. All right, well, let's just call it.
Okay.
We're going to film.
Sorry. But we did just launch our episode 1, so go watch that, please.
And we'll see you guys next
we
week.
will see you next week.
Thank you, bye.